The release of Google's Nano Banana Pro in November of 2025 triggered an internal crisis at OpenAI. Sam called a code red and paused all other projects to focus on image generation, but they still ended up falling short. And then there's the flood of open source Chinese models. Kling AI and Qwen are also gaining ground. Then there's the wildcards like Google's Project Genie, an AI that builds worlds, albeit static, just from a prompt. All of this is to say that OpenAI has threats from all sides. Knowing this, it's possibly the worst time for OpenAI to be shopping around for billions more in investment, if just in a year's time, the competition will only be stronger.
But it is a business. So I'm just wondering, eventually is the idea to kind of license technologies? Will you have customers that you're going to be customizing algorithms for them, or how is it going to work?
The honest answer is we have no idea. We have never made any revenue. We have no current plans to make revenue. We have no idea how we may one day generate revenue. We have made a soft promise to investors that once we've built this sort of generally intelligent system, basically we will ask it to figure out a way to generate an investment return for you.
The third issue for OpenAI is the company's finances. The publication, The Information, saw internal documents from OpenAI, and the numbers don't look good. Setting aside the myriad of lawsuits, including a $134 billion one from Elon Musk, there's some real financial problems. After hundreds of billions in investment, 2026 will see a $14 billion loss. That's roughly 3 times worse than early 2025 estimates. OpenAI expects their first profit of $14 billion in 2029, but that's after losing $44 billion first. By some estimates, they'll be out of money by 2027. OpenAI is committed to spending over $1 trillion in AI data center infrastructure over 8 years, and that's despite only bringing in $13 billion a year in recurring revenue. That's 1% of what they're promising to spend. OpenAI has also agreed to pay Oracle $60 billion per year, starting in 2027. And in all of this, somehow, OpenAI predicts that they'll be at $100 billion revenue by 2029. That's close to what Nvidia makes. So it's possible, but unlikely. Other investors think so too. Blue Owl Capital recently pulled out of a $10 billion deal to fund an Oracle/OpenAI data center in Michigan. It could be a sign that investors are worried about OpenAI's ability to pay them back. Google, on the other hand, doesn't really have to worry about cash flow. The company made $86 billion in 9 months, and they can basically pour as much money as they want into AI. OpenAI, on the other hand, has to scream at the top of their lungs to attract more venture capital. There's yet more company behavior that indicates financial trouble. There's the floundering to spend $6.4 billion acquiring Johnny Ive's design firm, and that's to build an AI hardware device. But according to reports, the development is going poorly, and it could end up like the Humane's AI pin. The AI erotica version of ChatGPT is self-explanatory, and the Sora app's user base has collapsed. Despite not having much to show versus the competition, Sam needs to talk a big game to get the investment rolling in. Curing cancer, replacing your GP, and discovering new science is a massive promise, but can we trust him? The final issue for OpenAI lies with Sam himself. His track record, frankly, is poor. It's almost like Altman's entire career was a series of promises that didn't pan out, all starting from his first company, Looped, that he founded in 2005. It was kind of like a strange GPS-based social network. Sam Altman claimed a massive user base of 50,000, but they didn't exist. In reality, they had only 500 users, but he sold off the company for millions anyway. The next example happened in 2014 with Reddit.